has sent special teams to Kerala, where the country has reported its first case of monkeypox. That's the latest feature story news. Sally Patterson reporting.
Don't forget, you can listen online too at kchw.org. Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7, looking at 724 on a finally Friday edition of your morning show. With us this morning, we've got Phillip Dutton, live from the big town of Addy, or as he just called it, a black hole. He nods. Yep, that's me. And live in the studios of KCHW, Michelle Williams. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, everybody.
Yay. And you got old Scott live from the state of Maine. Right, couple things this morning. Going to start off with. It went so well yesterday. I want to do it again.
Would you mind saying that again?
Idaho?
That's frightfully interesting. We pronounce it Ohio.
And I have a couple Idaho jokes for you guys this morning. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, great way to start off the show. Why do folks from Idaho go to the movie theater in groups of 18 or more?
Well, why?
I don't know.
17 and under are not admitted.
Oh, my Lanta.
All right, how do you know the toothbrush was invented in Idaho?
How?
Because if it was invented anywhere else, we would have called it a teeth brush.
Oh.
And my last one, did you hear the governor's mansion in Idaho burned down?
Oh, that's terrible.
Not yet. It almost took out the whole trailer park. Okay, that's it. Sorry, or my friends from Idaho, but there you go. All right, Idaho jokes. Also, one more I want to play. I asked you guys to get out your phones and get your last text message up. And what this is, your last text message is going to be you're running for office in the election, and that is your campaign slogan. Okay?
Oh, this is great.
Okay, so Michelle, what was your last text sent?
Okay, so I'm using my last text sent to my brother, and it says, sticky, sweaty air everywhere.
Huh, that might be a good one.
Yeah.
And Phillip, your last text?
Yeah, it was to my mom, and it is the aptly, yeah, it just needs to be cleaned.
Hey,
I don't know, you might have the best one
that's
there.
a good follow-up for mine.
Yeah.
And mine says, please call me. I need your expertise.
Oh. Hopefully that was not a 900 number, Scott.
Hey, I could be the most legit candidate with that one compared to you two.
That's very true.
All right. A little weather this morning as we get started. You got a beautiful weekend in Chihuahua. Plenty of sunshine today. High of 92, 57 for an overnight low of clear skies. Clear skies staying with you all weekend. Saturday, 89 and 58. Sunday, 85 and 55. This is camping, swimming, fun weather. Monday, 85 and 56. Partly cloudy skies. 10% chance of rain on Monday. And then it looks like next week you're basking in the sunshine. Very nice. All right.
Yay.
I saw some of the hardest rain I'd ever seen last night and some great thunderstorms here in Lincoln. And it definitely cooled us off. This is not even like summertime weather. It's like 70 right now. But we are going to heat up to 80 today under mostly sunny skies and 54 tonight. I got a weekend in the 80s with partly cloudy skies. So
Very nice.
yes.
I think I'd rather have the 80s than the 90s.
Really?
I'd say it's just like that perfect comfort zone where it's warm enough to get out and do stuff, but it's not so overbearingly hot that you're out there for 15 minutes trying to like work in the garden and you're just dying.
Oh, I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Getting started this morning for you news headlines. L.A. County inches closer to a mask mandate. They said have a ton of new transmissions and thinking about putting a mask mandate in for the whole county. I hate hearing this stuff come back around again.
Yeah, I hate hearing it in places like California because you know that like Washington is next in line.
Yeah, because it does seem to like flow uphill toward us, right?
Well,
Yeah.
it's just Inslee. I feel like he just wants to do everything California does.
Yeah, he wants to be a big shot. Brittany Grenier, you guys know who she is?
Don't have a clue.
Yeah, WNBA player.
Yeah, that's been in prison in Russia. The trial of basketball star Brittany Grenier was adjourned for 11 days today after her defense team asked for a Moscow court for more time to prepare. The handcuffed Grenier at 31 pleaded guilty last week to drug charges stemming from a February arrest in Moscow's, I can't even say the name, Sheremetyevo airport. She was flanked by 3 security guards and led to the courtroom in Moscow's Chimki City Court. The two-time Olympic gold medalist and center for the Phoenix Mercury was wearing a yellow and black tie-dyed Nirvana T-shirt. I bet you like that, don't you, Philip?
It's pretty cool.
Let's see. Grenier had been detained since Russian authorities said they found vape canisters with cannabis oil in her luggage. She faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you think that?
Go ahead, Philip.
Oh, I was just going to say, do you think that if there was not currently a conflict going on, that this would even be something,
I don't know. Yeah. Are they more apt to hold her because of this? I don't know. It's not like they're happy with us and want to do us any favors, so I'm sure that could cause a problem. Her lawyer previously told reporters that Grenier admitted that the vape canisters were hers, but said she brought them to Russia unintentionally. And she actually was tested for doping before the last game she had played, and she had came up tested for doping inside of Russia and came up negative. So she was not using them in the country, but the fact is she did have them in her baggage. She's 6'9". Wow. She's got a history of injuries that result in severe chronic pain. Her lawyers also submitted a document granting permission for the use of cannabis for medical purposes to treat severe pain, and it was issued by Arizona's Department of Health, just trying to hope, that would kind of lessen things that she was, at least in her home country, doing it legally. And all of her doping tests have been negative. Among the medical documents is a doctor's appointment for the substance that Grenier inadvertently left among her belongings when crossing the border, it says. Maria Bagavali, one of the lawyers, said in a statement after the hearing, all members of the media were allowed into the courthouse on Friday, and it was the first time they'd been allowed to do so since the trial began. Hearing is adjourned till the 26th, so still up in the air whether she's going to get to come home or not. A bunch of people did come in to support her since it was open to the public, including a lot of her former basketball teammates. And they're reaffirming their commitment to help bringing her back home. And they all submitted things about what an awesome person she is and how much charitable work she does. So hopefully it helps.
On the, I was going to bring this up a couple weeks ago, and not that it has to do about that particular athlete, but we're talking just about ideas, and this was part of mine, but I just wanted to mention it. This is Sue Bird's last year.
And there he goes again.
Oh, and he had a good story.
I know, and I don't know what happened. This happened earlier. He'll be back.
All right,
So
internet problem, huh? He glitched all the way out on us.
And he did
All right.
earlier, too.
We lost Philip, but we hope to find him again.
He'll be back.
All right, my next story was Steve Bannon. Former judge on Thursday turned down yet another demand by former White House strategist Steve Bannon to delay his trial on contempt charges after he blew off a subpoena to testify before the January 6th panel. The latest request to delay his trial, scheduled to start Monday, followed the release of a startling recording of Bannon saying that Donald Trump planned to falsely declare that he had won the presidential race on election night. Trump intended to stay in the Oval Office long before the votes were counted and before he expressed any baseless claims about the election being rigged. This is all according to Bannon, who, well, can we really trust him? Let's see. Trump was, he said, this is from Bannon, and it's on the recording, what Trump's going to do is just declare victory. And that's kind of what happened. All right, Philip, you want to pick up where you left off? Are you with us?
Yeah, I think at least I think so for the time being. No, I was just saying Sue Bird. She's a forward for the Seattle Storm, and probably Seattle's best all-time athlete is playing in her last season this year. You know, she's a three-time WNBA champion, five-time gold medalist.
Wow.
Big deal. And in terms of like, community outreach and just overall impact in the support or in the sport and in the area of Seattle and Washington and the larger WNBA. She announced that this will be the end of her career and she's going to retire after this year. So there's still a few. I think the Storm plays their last home games in Seattle like in August, non-playoff, of course. But yep, she's great. So if you don't know her, you should check her out.
Still time to get out there and support her is what you're saying.
That's right.
All right. We were missing you yesterday. I can't remember what they were. We had all sorts of baseball questions, and we were needing Phillip. We should have called you.
Yeah. That would have been fun.
You should start doing, you're really into sports, you should start doing a sports show, Phillip. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
That's a good idea.
I thought about it.
All right, I have, let's move on to bits and breaks this morning. And before I kick it to you guys, I've got one, and it is the strangest roadside attractions for every state. Obviously, I won't do all 50 of them. The one in Washington, it is not strange at all, and people are going to like this. It is the Wild Horses Monument by David Govadir, called Grandfather Cuts Loose the Ponies, composed of 15 steel horses along a high ridge, each weighing about 1,000 pounds. Sculpture was initially supposed to include a tipped-over 36-foot tall basket. Since we lost David, that's probably not going to happen. Not known for sure if someone's going to pick that up, or maybe I know Forrest was learning from his dad, so that's kind of iffy what's going to happen with that. But it did make the list of roadside attractions across the country. Here where I am, I have not seen this one yet. It's Wild Blueberry Land, a small family-owned theme park where all attractions are blue.
Cool. I wonder how big this is.
Well, I will say Maine is a little backwoods. That's all I'm going to say. A park located at the corner of Routes 1 and 187 is dedicated to the blueberry, which has been Maine's official fruit since 1991. All right,
That's not that long.
Well, hence you saw that I posted on my Facebook page probably that the half gallon of blueberry milk. It's a thing, blueberries. All right, yeah, we were just making fun of them. Idaho, the Don Aslett Museum of Clean in Pocatello. Don't miss this. Museum of Clean's motto is exemplifying the idea and value of clean. Perhaps few people would have been drawn to such a museum before COVID. The museum is basically one city block of interactive displays and exhibits of cleaning equipment and other gadgets, aiming to inspire visitors to be clean in everything they do.
Well, what they say, necessity is the mother of invention.
Could you imagine taking your kids there? They would be so unimpressed.
That's really clean.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. This is such a great trip. I hope we can do the same thing again next year. All right, almost as good. Alabama, the unclaimed baggage center. Luggage that never gets picked up at the airport carousel doesn't stay there forever. It ends up in the unclaimed baggage center in Alabama. This is like a museum where visitors can comb through the contents of other people's bags.
Wow.
Customers get to open a bag and see what's inside. Previously discovered items include a suit of armor, a 5.8 carat diamond, and bonus, when you open this one, a live rattlesnake.
Oh,
Whoa.
yes. Exciting.
So, do you just get to look at the items, or you get to, like, bid on them?
It does not say. I think you just get to look at them.
Dang.
In Florida, it's the world's smallest police station. It stands on U.S. Highway 98. It's a replica of the original phone booth that served as the department's call box. Remember, those were the pre-cell phone days, and calls would come to one location. Previous phone was bolted to the outside of a building. Standing inside the booth provided protection when it rained. Smallest police station.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me, I have to interject real quick. last weekend when we were driving up through Whidbey Island, I actually saw one. An operational phone booth with a payphone inside of it.
No.
Yeah, I thought they were extinct, but it was
Did
there.
you take a picture?
I didn't. I was driving. But on the other hand, though, too, on going up over the pass, there's another Washington roadside attraction that's pretty cool, and it is, I believe, the smallest chapel in Washington State.
Oh, yeah. I've been there before.
So my aunt was actually married there, and I've
Isn't
been
that
inside
town called Monument or something like
It's
that?
Marble Mount.
Marble Mount.
Yeah. I've actually been inside that, and there's literally enough room for like 4 people to stand inside. Hunched.
I have a picture with me and one of my daughters in it, too.
Neat.
Yeah. All right. This one's fun. Louisiana, Nicolas Cage's tomb. Many people know where they want to be buried, but perhaps not as many go as far as buying their own tomb. But, of course, Nick Cage has. He bought the eventual final resting place, a 9-foot-tall pyramid. He bought it in 2010. It sits in New Orleans. He's got a tomb to go to.
You know, that's because he's a vampire, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he's a vampire. There's like pictures of him from like 1906. Google it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh, creepy.
Let me see if maybe I can pull it up on my phone and put it in front of the camera.
All right, going on with bits and breaks. Well, she digs that up. Phillip, foods most people think are healthy but aren't. Help us out. You're drinking one right now.
Coffee?
Coffee. It's kind of healthy. It's pretty healthy. Actually, there's a lot of health benefits to coffee. I was kind of joking.
I was gonna say whiskey.
Not on. Yeah, that should be on the list, but it's not. All right, what else we got there?
Things that people think are healthy but are not. Beverages. Let's see. I don't know. Juice. Is juice on there?
Juices are on. You were supposed to do this one, but yes, juices are on the list.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at the list.
All right. Yeah, head for bits and breaks. Now, I think the reason why juices are probably on the list is because most of the time, when you buy a bottle of juice off the shelf, it'll say 10% real fruit juice. And the rest of it's packed with sugar, as much as a soda pop most times. So I think that's why juices are on the list, because they are not healthy unless they're like 100% juice, which is actually really tough to find.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it in front of me. It looks like the others we got smoothies, probably much for the same reason. There's probably a lot of sugar and I don't know, stuff to make it taste good.
I would almost argue with that one though, because if you're eating real fruit, that's a good sugar.
Maybe they're just thinking of like ones you buy.
I bet you could be right there, because they're probably loaded with extra sugar to taste good.
Yeah. A few others are flavored yogurt, probably again much for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Nutella. I didn't ever think that was healthy, but granola bars. I see this a lot when I grab stuff for Shane. It's like you can't find a granola bar that doesn't have chocolate and marshmallows and it's covered in chocolate and dipped in caramel, and it's like what?
All the benefit, right?
Yeah, totally. Cereal, lots of sugar in cereal. Protein bars, also lots of carbohydrates and sugar. Oh, good one. Salads. I see this all the time at the restaurant, but salads, and people like, can I have 5 ranches?
Oops.
A little lettuce with your salad. I mean, a little lettuce with your dressing. And sweet potato fries.
All right. So no benefit there, probably because they are fried, right?
Deep fried.
Deep fried, yeah. All right, what's wrong? Bran muffin was on the list, and I'm guessing just because it's a bread product, why it fails. But it sounds like it'd be good for you because it contains bran. But what's all that makes you is regular, right?
Yeah, it just kind of sounds bland.
Michelle, did you find what you were looking for?
I did. So it's the Nicolas Cage's Civil War doppelganger photo. So I'm going to put this up here. See if we can. Maybe it will work.
Wow. Wow. So he could be a vampire.
Yep, totally a vampire.
Wow.
It's a little bit blurry, but
I can actually tell though. That's creepy.
Look at that tie.
right? Fantastic fashion. All right.
All right, Michelle, will you keep going with our next segment
I
there?
will.
And I'm curious. It's a happy birthday for the air conditioner today, or coming up Sunday. Now you were talking about your home you're putting together. Do you have air conditioning yet?
No,
Oh, well, this would be especially important to you.
I don't think that I probably will have air conditioning.
Really?
Yeah, no, probably not.
What
Well,
about if we have another year where we get up to 115, 118? Will that change your mind?
I mean, the only thing that's really going to change my mind is maybe more solar panels. Because
Okay.
that's what it's
I
going
get-
to take to run air conditioning all day. I'm not going to run my generator to.
Yeah, that's kind of cost
Yeah.
prohibitive, huh?
Yeah. So.
All right.
All right.
Happy birthday, air conditioning.
So Sunday, July 17th, marks the 120th birthday of air conditioning. It was developed by 26-year-old Dr. Willis Carrier, a printer in Brooklyn, New York. In the height of summer, they suffered both high temperatures and very high levels of humidity, and this caused a problem with not allowing the ink to dry. Using his engineering knowledge, Dr. Carrier invented a machine to extract the moisture from the atmosphere, thus allowing the inks to dry. As a byproduct, it was noticed that the air was being cooled as the humidity was removed. So Dr. Willis Carrier soon left the printing industry and started the Carrier Engineering Corporation. At first, it was used mainly for keeping machines and equipment cool, but the development of centrifugal chiller by Carrier in the early 1920s led to the comfort cooling of movie theaters, and before long, air conditioning came to department stores, office buildings, and railroad cars. So,
Wow.
very
All right. So 6
interesting.
common negative feelings and how to fix them quickly. What Dr. Phillip Dutton.
Let's see. We've got overthinking. You can write a journal or, write out your thoughts.
That's my problem. I don't think I've overthunk anything.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it means just maybe just thinking about like things too much, not necessarily just one thing. I feel like I have that problem sometimes where I think about all the things that I need to do all at the same time.
Isn't it fantastic when that happens right when you're trying to go to sleep?
Yeah. I don't get a lot of sleep, unsurprisingly. Anxious, get out and move around, walk, jog. Scott, I know that when you have trouble sleeping, go for wind sprints or whatever you do, right?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
If you're tired, you can read. If you're sad, you can exercise. A lot of these have exercise involved. Confused, that's interesting. You could just go for a walk. And
I don't know if that's a good idea, because if I'm confused, I might get lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you walk? Like, is this a highway?
I can't decide.
And if you're angry, sing loudly to your favorite song.
Really?
That always makes everybody happy. When you're like in the
Michelle?
middle of the grocery store and so I'm one of those people that gets road rage so badly that I get road rage at the grocery store, pushing my cart.
Really?
Well, yeah, because people are rude,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I have eggs in my cart. Like, don't test me. So, I actually do that one. I'll just start singing obnoxiously until they move, and it actually speeds up the process. They think
And
I'm
what's
weird.
the
They want to
song?
get away from me.
What's the song? I got to know the song.
It depends on whatever song comes to my mind at that particular moment. Typically
Okay,
not
so-
anything like really bad. And a lot of times, because I also sing for the church, so a lot of times it's church songs. Which is kind of ironic, but
Something around,
So-
oh Lord, give me patience.
something, yeah.
Totally on brand.
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
No. I'd be doing like, I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Oh, I think that might just make them start dancing in front of me, which is counterproductive. I want them to move, not just move.
All right.
I like to move it, move it.
That's kind of the same thing.
I wish you'd move it, move it.
Oh, there you go. Just change the words a little bit. All right. Let's see. I've got one here. It's places to hide your money when you have too much.
That happens?
It does, I guess, for some people.
Okay.
All right. Places to hide your stash. And then think about places you've hid money. And I'm going to tell you mine. It's super gross. Let's see. The freezer. Wrap your cash in aluminum foil and stick it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer. Somebody will think it's meat or something, hopefully, if they're rummaging through your stuff. Picture frames. I don't know. Seems kind of popular, but they're saying slice apart the cardboard backing and insert the cash into that. So if they took the picture off the wall and turned it over, there wouldn't be, cash behind it, but there would be hidden in the cardboard, I guess. Next one is under heavy things. Place the cash in an envelope and slide it under the corner of something super heavy like a piano or an entertainment center. Soup cans. Why buy one of those fake bottom cans? Why buy one of those fake bottom cans when you can just reuse one of your own? Have you ever seen the cans that unscrew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of obvious. Maybe if somebody picked it up, it'd have to be something that was really weighted correctly. I think for that to trip somebody up. Fake plants. Put the cash in a Ziploc bag and bury it in the fake soil of one of your fake pants, or like on the bottom of the pot. That's a good one. And books. Improve the worst book in your collection with a knife. Hollow out the core and hide the cash inside. But I don't know. Like if you pass away and somebody's seeing if you left some money behind, they always go through the books. You see it on TV.
Seems a lot easier said than done. Cutting those pages out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Especially like when you see it on a movie and they're all perfect.
Yeah, it's like a Bible that's like 7,000 pages deep, and it's like what that, and it's a perfect rectangle.
Yes, yes. How'd they do that? Toys. Hide the cash in an old toy your kids don't use anymore, and bury the toy at the bottom of the toy chest. That's probably an okay one until you throw out the toys and forget. I know of some people one time where Grandpa had lots of cash and he loved to hide it, and then he suddenly died, and nobody had talked to Grandpa about where he hid his cash before he died, so they ended up like de-walling the entire house, and they never found it.
Oh, wow.
I feel like we've heard multiple stories this last year about people, I bought this couch at a garage sale and there's $50,000 in it. The people are always finding cash and couches that they bought.
One, my one, and I feel like I can share this on the radio because I'm far enough away from Chihuahua. If I have extra cash, I hide it in my dirty laundry. Preferably a dirty pair of underwear. Who's going to dig through that?
My favorite was always the tampon box.
Exactly. Who's going to dig through that? All right. All right. Phillip, favorite place to hide money?
Actually, like I tend to stick it in like pockets in my clothes that are hanging in the closet.
I've done that before.
Well, that seems pretty common, and we all just blew it. All right. I tried to plan things out, so, Michelle, you'd get the next one. Places moms binge their favorite TV shows.
I knew you were going to do that. And this is great because I don't have a TV, so none of this applies to me, so I don't have to be offended. All right. So mothers desperate for me time go to extreme measures to catch up on their favorite shows, including binging while walking the dog or sitting on the toilet. That's usually Facebook time, right? According to a survey, almost all moms questioned by Netflix reported having less me time post-kids, obviously. Here's where moms sneak in some of their binging of their favorite shows. 57% secretly binge while doing laundry. 48% binge while making dinner. So if your dinner tastes a little funny, that's probably why. 40% binge in the bathroom. 27% while getting ready. 22% while working, shame on you. 19% while running errands, another 19% sitting in a parking lot, probably while running errands.
Or waiting for the kids to get out of school, take that 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Get irritated by seeing 10 minutes of a show.
All right, 17% in the driveway. Now, that one I actually am almost guilty of, only it's not binge watching, it's listening to music. And when I get home, like, all the kids pile out of the car, and I take my decompression moment. Because I was just in the car with them for a half an hour, trying to quickly get home before I kill them.
And it's the only place you have air conditioning.
Right, that too. But now it's like when I take the kids and the dogs. So it's extra fun in the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Okay, 15% extra time exercising.
All right.
And 14% binge while the kids play.
Now, I can't see the doing stuff like laundry or making dinner, because when I try to do that, well, I'm going to let this show run while I take care of this. Inadvertently, something happens on the show, like there's a big fight scene or lots of explosions, and I want to see that, so I got to go back and rewind it, and that's just irritating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. Yeah.
I definitely, well, I don't watch shows. I can't piecemeal them out either. Like, I can't watch 10 minutes of a show.
No.
Only because I mean, maybe if I don't typically watch, any type of reality television or anything like that. And, there's no plot there. So I can pretty much see, watching 10 minutes of that, I guess. But the one that I am definitely guilty of is I'll be listening to baseball games on the radio. And if it's like any type of interesting part, which for me is basically all of it, I'll just sit in the driveway listening to the radio.
Yep.
Until there's a commercial. And then I run inside.
Flip it on there.
Yeah.
All right.
It's funny.
All right. I've got one, and this is right up my alley since I'm Mr. Allergic. Actually, I had the Spokane Allergy Clinic tell me that I was the most allergic person that has ever come through the clinic. So
Scott's just out here allergic to life.
yeah. Woohoo. I mean, how does that mean? Imagine how that makes you feel. Oh, we've been in business for 40 years, and you're the most allergic person that's ever come through. Yeah. He actually told me afterwards, because I was getting, they were doing like the allergy tests on me. And he said they were going to run me through these batteries of tests. I was getting a fresh one because I had like anaphylactic shock from having a beer, which is horrible.
What?
Yes. And so I went in and I said I wanted a fresh batch of allergy tests. And he was telling me how it was going to go. The first one's food. And then I come back a week later for, animals and then plants. And then he says, and then you'll come in and we'll have a serum for you. And then you can start getting your weekly shots. And I said, I don't want your shots. And then he looks at me and says, well, why are you here? And I said, because I want a fresh list. Because obviously I was never allergic to beer, and now I am. And I want a fresh list of things to watch out for that could cause anaphylactic shock. So I go through all these things, and at the end, he says, I owe you an apology. He said, you're allergic to so many things, we can't make a serum for you. There's no way. So that's the way I left there. And luckily, I'm not allergic to this first one. These are the oddest allergies. First one is sunlight. It's called solar urticaria. And for a small percentage of the population, it can cause hives and itching, even through sunscreen and light clothing. Those that suffer this condition are actually allergic to various proteins found in their own skin, usually kept in check by allergic antibodies. These sneaky buggers change when exposed to sunlight.
I'm allergic to myself.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Water, I actually have this one. Aquagenic I can't even say this. Urticaria. In mild cases, contact with water can be managed with a steady diet of antihistamines, but there have been cases where even a high moisture atmosphere, like a foggy day, can cause welts and blisters to form. Think of the next time you nick your finger while chopping veggies for dinner and stick your bleeding finger in your mouth. Both the blood and saliva would cause an allergic reaction, literally adding insult to injury. Now, my reaction to water and not to pick on Chihuahua, but it is just in Chihuahua, and it's something I developed after living there back again. I lived there as a child, but coming back after about 7 years, I started developing this horrible rash that seemed to like rotate to different places of my body. Turns out it was water. I had to put like a water filter, like you would have like for a Brita, on my shower head, and that stopped it.
What did it filter out?
I'm not sure what it's actually filtering out, what was in the water that was bothering me. One thing that made me curious, though, is when I went in and I was going to see the doctor for it, my doctor said, I'm seeing, he goes, this is weird. I'm seeing so many people with rashes. And it made me wonder, am I the only one reacting to the water? So, if you've got a strange rash, you never know what it could be or what could be bothering you.
Maybe with all the new building and stuff that they're doing in Chihuahua, they should take a little bit of time on the pipes.
We're gonna get in trouble for starting rumors. But,
no, it's not a rumor. Like, we flush the pipes twice a year, at least once a year, and it's no rumor that there is a problem with the pipes on one side of town. Like, everybody knows it.
It's brown.
It smells like eggs. Let's address that before we put any more houses in that area.
Well, you know what? You know what that is. I'll tell you, and you're actually wrong about that, Michelle. What happens and I've done, because I did research on this, low-lying valley areas have rust-eating bacteria that are totally non-harmful. And that rust-eating bacteria, what happens is places, especially if you've been renting or you've moved into a place, and this I've experienced this in almost every place that I rented in Chihuahua when I lived there this last time. What happens is the landlord thinks he's going to save some money, and he turns off the hot water tank. You cannot do that in a valley. When you turn off that hot water tank, that rust-eating bacteria now can thrive in the water that's in that hot water tank. And there's what's called an anodizing rod in your water tank, and they eat that away. And that's what causes the rotten egg smell. And I've experienced that, like I said, in almost every apartment. Never in Chihuahua, or any town that has a valley or has this rust-eating bacteria, never turn off your hot water tank. You're going to ruin it, period.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yep. And I think if you were in a place where you had that, if you switched and ran the cold water tap, you would realize there is no rotten egg smell. It's just coming from the hot water side. So, not a problem with the water, a problem with your water tank. And they say that will not hurt you either, but who wants to shower in rotten egg water?
No. Caca face. But I'm going to test that theory.
Okay.
I'm going to test it. I'm going to smell the cold water. Get my water sniffer on.
There you go. All right. Some people out there are actually allergic to sweat. It's not the chemical makeup of water that triggers the allergy, but the chemicals secreted from their own bodies. Exactly why the skin erupts into hives when it comes into contact with the musky mixture known as sweat is not known yet. Huh. All right. Cold. There is those who suffer of this strange ailment must combat the cold in ways that would make most hardy northerners laugh as they wander around in shorts and a t-shirt while they shovel the snow from the driveway. Any exposed skin will break out in hives, and during the depths of winter, an acute attack is a constant risk. I'm so glad I don't have that one. Wow.
I feel like my bones have that one. My bones have that.
Your bones have that?
Yeah, my bones have that. Yeah.
I'd say maybe you're just getting old, but women get offended by that.
No, I know I'm getting old. It's okay. It's really hard to offend me.
Another strange one, pressure. It's called dermatophism. It means literally writing on skin. Doctors call it that because when you have this allergy, you can use your body like a canvas and draw on it. The simple pressure of touch or a scratch brings up welts and itchy hives that follow the lines drawn on the skin.
Wow. So, like, you can't touch anything.
Yeah. Or have anything touch you.
That means, like, wearing clothes, you'd probably, like...
Right?
You accidentally break out or whatever.
You'd have to wear the lightest clothes on the market.
Yeah. This is my featherweight moo-moo.
Made completely of cloud puff.
Yeah.
I know I have a problem with the sweat one and allergies, but I don't think it's that I'm actually allergic to the sweat. It's that because my pores have opened up, so my skin's more sensitive. The last weird one is vibrations. People that are actually allergic to vibrations, usually triggered by exposure to mechanical vibration. Once again, it is the body having a strange reaction to what should be ordinary stimuli, as histamines are released in response to the sufferer's body being treated like one of 007's martinis. Hives, welts erupt as little as 5 minutes of exposure to any kind of vibration.
That has to be the worst one I've ever heard of. Could you imagine never being able to go to a concert?
Well, I
Or
kind of
like riding a car.
I think we all might have a portion of this. Have you guys ever used like a back massager and it makes you itchy?
No.
No.
Okay, well, then maybe I have that one too.
Yeah, how do they
Yeah,
test
just-
for that? How do they test for that? Here, let's stand you in front of this. Oh, yep, there it is.
Luckily, that means I can't run a jackhammer.
Oh, well, that's
I
good.
No footsie witsy for you.
hate strenuous exercise. All right, looking at 11:04, it is KCHW Chihuahua. As we head toward our break, we always wrap things up in this segment with a little trivia.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Did I say 11:04 and I should have said 8:04? Thank you very much. Phillip, making hand gestures at me on the camera. Some of them weren't very friendly either. That's all I'm saying.
It's okay. Facebook allows that. The radio
All right.
doesn't.
Yeah. What's significant about the Sackett Wilhelms Lithographing and Publishing Company of Brooklyn, New York? And it has to do with Sunday.
The comic strip?
Sunday.
No.
It has to do with something about air conditioning.
It was the first place air conditioning was ever used.
Oh.
I only knew that because you said Sunday. Yeah.
How else are you going to guess that one, right?
I don't know. I was like, what did he even say?
I know.
In 1913, Georgia Tiny Broadwick became the first U.S. woman to what in 1913?
Wear pants?
No, it has to do with an airplane.
Oh.
And she was
Wow.
not the pilot.
To work on one?
No.
I don't know. Not a passenger, not a jump out of one.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. Oh, good job. All right, per capita, the people of Iceland do this more than any people in the world. Something you can do in a chair. Some people do it in bed. Some people do it outside in a lawn chair. Some people like to do it while they're camping.
Drink?
Just you, Michelle, just you.
Hey, easy.
Yes,
In a
all those
chair.
things. Well, I feel sorry for the person who's drinking in bed, though. It's got to be a really rough day.
Do it in a house with a mouse.
Why do you think I'm
Exactly.
getting fatter? So all those bed beers.
Bed beers. It's a thing. All right. Per capita, people of Iceland do this more than any other people in the world. You can do it in a chair. You can do it in
Read?
your bed.
Watch
Read.
TV.
Yes, that's what we were
Oh.
looking for. Read. Good job, Michelle. All
Also,
right.
I am getting fatter. Bed beers
'Cause
with
you're
books.
Sitting around reading a lot.
Bed beers with books.
Bed beers with books. All right, more. 55% of those who like this stuff would rather gain 10 pounds than give it up.
Weed?
Soda.
What did you say, Michelle?
Weed?
No, it's not weed or soda.
Candy?
Not candy.
Pasta?
Not pasta. It is
These are
a
all
beverage.
true.
It is a beverage.
Milk?
Alcohol.
No.
Is it milk?
No, but that's a good guess.
Juice.
shoes. I said it's a liquid.
No, I said juice.
Juice. No, not juice.
Shoes.
Really, Phillip? Shoes?
What do you drink your beer out of?
A boot.
How about that?
It's not a shoe,
That's
it's a boot. 55% of those who like this stuff would gain 10 pounds. Then give it up. It's a beverage. If I tell you what time of the day you should drink
Coffee?
it- Yes, thank you very much.
It's a stimulant. How does it make you gain weight? Oh, all the stuff you put in
Sugar
it.
and the sugar and the cream and yeah.
You know, I really love my coffee shop coffees,
Yeah.
but I've started getting the stuff at the gas station because it's just so much faster. It takes so long sometimes, like sitting through the
bad
line.
for
I'm like,
you.
I don't have time for this.
The first time in my life I got fat, I owned a restaurant. And I was the one who made the lattes. So every time somebody like in the restaurant ordered a latte, because we had a couple latte machines, and I'd brew up the latte, then I had to make one for myself. And pretty soon I'm having 4 lattes a day, because I'm getting them for like free because it's my machine. And wow, did I pack on some pounds. Wow.
Interesting.
Sounds great.
Good to know.
It was. I was never sleepy. All right, 3% of men say they've never owned one of these. 3%, just 3% of men say they've never owned one of these.
A gym membership.
Can you really own a gym membership?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm afraid I can only come up with one hint. That's totally going to give it away.
Is it a manly thing?
No, it's just as popular for women. In fact, I think it's actually more popular for women now, and it irritates.
A truck?
No.
It irritates what?
It irritates me all the time. I talk about it a lot.
That it's just as popular for women?
Yeah, more so, I think. 3% of men say they've never owned one of these. It'd be like 1% for women, probably. Especially now. It's like the latest fad. It's gotten to the point where it's ridiculous. I complain about it all the time on dating sites.
A kayak.
Not the kayak.
A dog?
Yes, 3% of men say they've never owned a pet of any kind. I will take dog as a correct answer.
Huh?
I want to do a collage, and I don't know if it would be illegal if I published it, but I'd like to do a collage of all the women on Tinder that have a dog's tongue in their mouth.
Just put an emoji over their face.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I once did a thing. It was like typical Tinder lineup: picture of woman with sunglasses that you can't see, and then there's a picture of woman with dog, picture of just a dog, picture of a woman kissing a dog, and then it had picture of a woman in bed with a dog, and then my last statement was maybe you should just date the dog. Oh,
Have you noticed that? Like, I don't know. I always thought it was funny. I see it a lot. People, and funny in not a funny way. Calling their animals fur babies.
yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah, full on creepy.
it's like it's not cute.
You know that dog's only going to be alive for 10 years. What are you going to do for companionship after the dog, lady? You're going to have a total breakdown coming. All right. If you lose one of these, it will take it. Not that I hate dogs. I love other people's dogs. All right. But definitely me and Phillip, too. Cat people.
Definitely a cat person too. We got some puppies, and actually it's kind of funny. We got the dogs to protect the cats because we live on the mountain, and there's all these big animals that keep coming around the house, and like our cats were getting attacked by things. So we're like, okay, so we need some dogs to protect our cats. And of course, the cats hate the dogs, but you know.
You just don't have the right dog. Like
Well-
my old co-host Jean, she's got a dog that's part wolf, and he loves other animals. It's really strange, for having wolf gene, I guess, in him.
Mhm.
And it's really strange. He loves other animals. He loved Mooch, and we went camping, and she came up to my place outside of Kettle Falls. And once the dog was there, the cat's like area of travel in the woods there almost quadrupled.
Mhm.
Dog was there because
Cool.
she felt safer, you
Mhm.
know, and I think she knew that dog ain't gonna let anything in the yard. So that's a good idea. So that's a true cat person, Michelle. When you buy a dog to protect your cat.
I'm really hoping that as the dogs get older and less rambunctious, that the cats will warm up to them a little bit. Like they're kind of in this indifferent stage right now where they don't really care as long as the puppies don't get close to them,
Sure.
but or close to their food, because that's a
will.
problem. But yeah, it's going okay. We'll see how it plays out.
All right. If you lose one of these, it will take about 4 to 8 weeks to grow back.
An eyebrow.
You are really, really, really warm.
Eyelash.
An eyelash, actually, yeah. By the
Sorry,
way, the
Michelle.
medical term for severe loss of eyelashes is called matarosis. Just if you want to file that away, matarosis.
I feel like I have that. Seems like every time I have like an eyelash in my eye, I pull my finger away and there's like 3 of them.
Oh, could be a problem, Phillip.
I don't know. I think it's just daddy.
All right. Which one is the lie? We're going to do a little spy the lie. Americans eat 300,000 tons of yogurt each year. The original Ford Model T was designed with 3 wheels, 1 in the front and 2 in the back. And cabbage is a flower of the vegetable. Which one's the lie?
The Ford one.
The Ford one is correct. That is the lie. Should have given Michelle a chance to guess, but there you go. I would have probably went for cabbage being a flower. It's not very pretty, but it is actually a flower vegetable.
All I can say is that's a lot of yogurt.
Yeah.
That's a lot of yogurt.
As soon as he said yogurt in America, I was like, that's true.
They probably eat that much in California alone.
You think so?
Yeah.
I have a great, if I can find it real quick. I'm going to play it, and I think this is the right one. Michelle, will you just get ready to hit the dump button in case it's not? Yeah, just be ready with the dump button. I'm going to play it, okay?
Hold on. Hold on. Oh,
Just play it.
This is gonna. Okay.
Slide it over. Are you ready? Okay, here
Yeah.
we go. This is all about yogurt.
Take Mr. Lightbody immediately to the yogurt room and give him 15 gallons.
Oh, no, I can't eat 15 gallons of yogurt.
Oh, it's not going in that end, Mr. Lightbody.
That was that movie, Wellness,
Oh my goodness.
with John Cusack. They did electroshock therapy and all sorts of fun things in that movie. All right. Now you feel better about the yogurt story?
Strangely, no.
All right. The number 1 sports injury is runner's knee, followed by shoulder injuries and ankle sprains. What's 4th? Thinking about people, what they complain, what they threw out or hurt or strained. The knee, the shoulder, the ankle. What's 4th?
The hip?
No, that's a good guess, though. That's just for old people.
Oh,
Your back.
I'm old.
No, it's not the back.
The
Neck.
elbow? Tennis elbow?
Tennis elbow, exactly. All right, good job. A poll of car shoppers shows that 33% of us don't pay careful attention to what?
Like while they're
Uh,
shopping for cars?
A poll of people who are actually buying a car
Okay.
show that 33% of them don't pay careful attention to what?
Miles per gallon.
No, sir.
Mm,
You're buying a car, you're really excited, and you're not even going to pay attention
the
to this.
tires?
Nah, you just want to get out of that room and drive your new car. What are you not ignoring?
The fine print?
Taxes.
What did you say, Michelle?
The fine print, like in your contract.
And what did you say, Philip?
Taxes?
No, it is the fine print of the contract, the paperwork that you're signing. 33% of us don't pay attention to that loan paperwork. And we'll make, I got a brain teaser. Michelle was awesome at one of these. No, that's the one she got from yesterday, so we'll skip that. It takes about a half an ounce of gasoline to do this.
Start your truck.
Start your truck. There you go. Good job, Michelle. And a good job to you too, Philip. All right, there you go. Wrapping up some trivia as we go to break. When we come back, we're going to have local birthdays all the way through the weekend. We'll take a look at what's happening at the theaters this weekend. Of course, Thor was a huge opening last weekend, and a couple weekends before that, still in the box office. Tom Cruise's Top Gun 2, I guess. And when we come back, we'll also have some odd news for you. Stay right here. It's Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW. Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, July the 15th, 2022. I'm Mike Clifford. An uneven pandemic recovery along with inflation is fueling concern about foreclosure activity. In Minnesota, there's a push to ensure that households of color don't suffer the same fate as they did after the 2008 housing crisis.
Nonprofits that provide housing assistance say that crisis had a devastating effect on black neighborhoods. Catrice Williams of the Urban League Twin Cities says it was felt in places such as North Minneapolis and East St. Paul. She says it widened home ownership disparities in this region.
Even though the home ownership gap was quite large then, it was not as large as it is today.
The home ownership rate for black Minnesotans is now about 50 percentage points lower than it is for whites. To help at-risk neighborhoods, the Urban League, along with groups like the Minnesota Home Ownership Center, provide free financial counseling along with wealth-building tools. I'm Mike Moen.
The organizations say their programs can help navigate qualification barriers such as low credit scores. Planned Parenthood of Illinois and Wisconsin are partnering to improve abortion access for people in Wisconsin.
Abortion in Wisconsin was functionally banned after the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade, the landmark 1973 case guaranteeing access to abortions. Jennifer Welch with Planned Parenthood of Illinois says the new partnership will increase services at the state's Waukegan Clinic, just across the Wisconsin-Illinois border south of Kenosha.
Abortion providers from Wisconsin now travel to Illinois several days a week to expand access to care at our Waukegan Health Center. We opened the Waukegan Health Center in 2020 in anticipation of this moment.
The legality of Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban is currently a matter of dispute, and the state's Democratic Attorney General has filed a lawsuit to strike down the pre-Civil War measure. Even if its enforceability is questionable, the threat of legal action pushed Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin to discontinue providing abortion care at its clinics. For the Wisconsin News Connection, I'm Jonah Chester.
In 1995, the state performed about 3,600 abortions for out-of-state patients. That's roughly 63% less than the number provided in the year 2020. And The Guardian reports a story likely to get a lot bigger. Texts between U.S. Secret Service agents on the 5th and 6th of January were erased after the agency's oversight body sought the communications in a review into the Capitol attack. That is according to a letter from the Department of Homeland Security's Office of Inspector General. They report the disclosure in a letter that was sent on Thursday marked the latest failure for the Secret Service amid increasing scrutiny for their actions over the attack. This is PNS. The midterm election on November the 8th will be a referendum on President Biden and the Democrats, but also a preview of what could happen at polling places 2 years from now.
In 2020, election officials didn't worry about violent incursions into voting tabulation centers or mass protests that turned deadly. But that was before the big lie took hold, the debunked theory that election fraud caused Donald Trump's loss to Biden. David Becker with the Center for Election Innovation and Research says it isn't a good sign that the Texas GOP's new platform claims Biden didn't win legally.
Certainly Texas is one of those states where lies about the election have taken hold. A state which had record turnout and saw record victories for Republicans, and still lies about the election have taken hold.
Becker argues that by insisting Biden didn't win, Republicans are prolonging baseless claims and creating the possibility of unexpected and perhaps dangerous repercussions in this year's midterms and the 2024 elections. I'm Roz Brown.
And in the next 5 years, roughly 8,000 affordable housing units in Missouri may no longer be what you could call affordable.
The state's low-income housing tax credit program gives incentives to developers to build new housing for low-income families, seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities. Units are required to remain affordable for 30 years, but after that, developers have options. They can keep the rent low, raise it to market value, or sell the property. But Wayne Crawford, with the Missouri Inclusive Housing Development Corporation, known as Mo Housing, says that can mean renters who rely on those units will have to pick up and find somewhere else to live.
If nothing changes in the next 10 years, you're going to have a projected loss of 19,260 properties that are going to go out of the affordable housing market. That's 19,260 people and or families that are going to lose their homes.
I'm Lee Bolke reporting.
Finally, Mary Sherman tells us some farmers in the region are taking time, even during this busy growing season, to give folks a first-hand look at what sustainable agriculture is all about.
The Ohio Ecological Food and Farm Association's Farm Tour and Workshop Series showcases regenerative grazing, organic grain transitioning, winter high tunnel produce growing, and many other techniques. The group's spokesperson, August Taylor, says they're also highlighting the work of farmers of color.
I hear a lot from people that they want to connect more with farmers of color. This allows people of various backgrounds to see firsthand farms stewarded by farmers of color. It's really powerful to be able to actually go meet the person on their farm.
Today, they're featuring a tour of a rural elementary school garden in Amesville. This is Mike Clifford, and thank you for wrapping up your week with Public News Service, member and listener-supported, heard on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform, and you can find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
And we're back just that fast. It's KCHW 102.7, your morning show for a Friday. We're looking at 8:27. I got the time right, Phillip.
Yay.
All right, we start off this segment with local birthdays, and Michelle Williams all ready for that, I can tell.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, July 15th. Happy birthday to Jenny Wilson, Jalen Shelton, John May, and Darcy Caruso. For Saturday, happy birthday to Jeff Van Doren and Stan Husby. Happy anniversary on Saturday to Denny and Carol Detmer. For Sunday, happy birthday to Amy Schanzenbach. And happy anniversary to Molly Ralstad and Andrew Smith.
All right. How about Monday?
Monday. The 18th, happy birthday to Noah Ross, Miles Krause.
Yep, you got it.
All right. Happy anniversary to Sean and Wendy Regan, Jamie and April Ross, and George and Bree Dreesus.
Wow, lots of anniversaries. There you go. Big round of applause. You know them, you love them, you see them around town. Point and laugh. Tell them we talked about them on the radio. How about some cool celebrity birthdays through the weekend there, Mr. Phillip Dutton?
Yeah, for Friday, we've got Linda Ronstadt is turning 76. The co-founder of the Huffington Post, Ariana Huffington, is 72. Forrest Whitaker is 61. Let's see. Brian Austin Green is 49. Gabriel Iglesias is 46. Going on into Saturday, we've got Ruben Blades is 74. Phoebe Cates is 59. Will Ferrell, 55. And then on Sunday, we've got Donald Sutherland is 87. David Hasselhoff is 70.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow.
Jason Clarke is 53, and Billy Lord is 30.
Wow. All right. I guess the Hoff is like aging well then, mostly.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Taking a look at history, we call it It Happened Today. Starting off for today, in fact, we have 1606. The painter Rembrandt was born in the Netherlands. All right. 1935, the country's first parking meter was unveiled in Oklahoma City on the corner of First Street and Robinson Avenue. I wonder how much money it took and how long it lasted.
Boo.
Boo. Let's see. Get ready to boo again. 1996, MSNBC, 24-hour all-news network, made its debut on cable TV. Some people don't like that. Most people don't like this. Twitter, 2006, it was launched. Now give us a boo.
Boo.
Boo. All right. 2012 in Egypt, protesters threw tomatoes and shoes at Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
Who throws a shoe?
I think that started with President Bush, wasn't it? In Japan, where they threw a shoe at him.
Yeah, but it was like actually at him in a news conference or something like that.
Yeah, where this was just her motorcade, so
It's
a little different.
such a good thing she wasn't involved in foreign affairs.
Huh. All right, 2016, Stranger Things debuted on Netflix, starring Winona Ryder, David Harbour, Finn Wolfhard, and Millie Bobby Brown. All right, and it's still huge. 2018, a 8-year-old girl found a pre-Viking era sword in Vidostern Lake, Sweden, which prompted her dad to say, "It's mine."
That's cool.
That is pretty cool.
Disneyland opened in 1955 on Saturday. It'll be its anniversary. Crazy. Also on Saturday, 1969, Apollo 11 was launched from Cape Kennedy, Florida, and would become the first manned space mission to land on the moon. Or so they say. And let's see. Amazon sold its first book in 1995. 2004, Saturday's anniversary of Martha Stewart being sentenced to 5 months in prison and 5 months of home confinement by a federal judge for lying about a stock sale. Every time I think about Martha Stewart, I hear this in my head.
Hey, that's a honey of an ankle bracelet you have there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I don't like her. And let's see, 2018, 12 new moons were discovered orbiting Jupiter, bringing the planet's moon total to 79.
Wow.
Cool.
Moon total.
I wish we had multiple moons. That would be so cool.
Let's see, looking at Sunday, Woolworth closed its last 400 stores. I guess that's a horrible anniversary in 1997. The 5 and dime chain lasted 117 years. Wow.
They had a good run.
1998, Paula Brown of London discovered why her new Mercedes, capable of 140 miles an hour, would only go 30. A squirrel had disabled the sports car by hiding 5 pounds of nuts in the air filter.
Oh.
Awesome. 2005, Tiger Woods won his 10th major title at the British Open. 2019, Netflix reached 150 million subscribers worldwide. And let's see, 2019, I just like saying his name, Mexican drug cartel head Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years in New York. On to special events. We call them Goofy Holidays. It's Michelle Williams.
All right, special events for today. Today is Gummy Worm Day, I Love Horses Day, Be a Dork Day, which I thought was every day, but I have a special day now. Yay. Also, Give Something Away Day, and I'm going to stop for a minute because yesterday I gave away an entire carload of my stuff to the Loon Lake Food Bank, who is having their annual yard sale this weekend, so...
I bet you that was freeing, wasn't it?
It was. And they're like, are you going to come to the yard sale? I'm like, no, because I'll take a carload of stuff back home with me. But yeah. Also, Respect Canada Day. So I'm glad we're making fun of Idaho and not Canada today.
Oh, I can switch it up real easy.
Tapioca Pudding Day. Orange Chicken Day.
All right.
And then
I got something for you since it is Be a Dork Day. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
All right, this is for you.
Oh, God, here we go again. Dork alert.
There you go.
Yeah. I like it. All right, so for tomorrow, it is Guinea Pig Appreciation Day.
That's really difficult. Come on.
I wonder if it's metaphorical.
Yeah. I think over the last couple years, we've all been guinea pigs in one way or another. So appreciate each other tomorrow.
Oh, I get it.
Also, Corn Fritter Day, Fresh Spinach Day, Personal Chef Day, Strawberry Rhubarb Wine Day. Val.
Hello.
Toss Away the Could Haves and Should Haves Day, and World Snake Day.
Oh, man.
For Saturday.
Extra creepy.
Right. But moving on to Sunday, it is Ice Cream Day, Peach Ice Cream Day, Tattoo Day, and World Emoji Day.
World Emoji Day? That could be the dumbest thing I ever heard of.
Yeah.
All right, Phillip, what emoji do you use the most?
The black thumbs up.
Okay. Michelle?
Probably a green heart.
I was guessing yours was going to be the poo emoji.
Oh, thanks, Scott. But, I was thinking you could use the poo emoji on your collage of people's faces that have the dog tongues in their mouth.
Okay.
They don't have a dog butt emoji, so you could just use the poo.
I'm a simple man. Mine's just usually the smiley face.
I see we've got some emojis in our Facebook comments, some palm trees.
All right. Very nice. I checked. It's hard to see on my end. Did we get any comments today? We got to do any shout-outs?
Just the one, I believe.
Oh.
We've got... Oh, wait. We do have some comments. Oh, my brother's on there. And Ron has the palm trees and the heart. So thank you for checking in, guys.
Appreciate it very much. Entertainment this weekend at the theaters. All I can say really is that this post-COVID lame movie thing is really getting out of hand. I don't even know who's funding some of these films. All right, first one is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. This is a feature adaptation of the animated short film interviewing a mollusk named Marcel. Sounds just awesome.
Riveting.
Yeah.
Yes, riveting. Miss Harris Goes to Paris. A widowed cleaning lady in 1950s London falls madly in love with a dress and decides she must have one of her own. This is a movie. Come on.
This is what happens like during the whole beginning of COVID when all of the actors had ankle bracelets on.
I guess.
And now there's no movies.
All right, Scott's first pick, Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. Hank is a lovable dog with a head full of dreams about becoming a samurai and sets off in search of his destiny. All right, that sounds entertaining at least. Now, I've seen a lot of this. It's probably going to get some awards, which means to me it's a boring movie. Where the Crawdads saying a woman who raised herself in the marshes of the Deep South becomes a suspect in a murder of a man she was once involved with. So if you like those drama movies, you'll probably enjoy that one. It's supposed to be good and get a bunch of awards this year.
The actor, I don't recall her name. I've only ever seen her in this Hulu show about it's called Under the Banner of Heaven, and it was really good. So she's got some chops.
Well, I've heard it's supposed to be good. So there's we got a couple highlights so far, and then this one, Gabby Giffords won't back down. Looking at the former congressman's courage and perseverance in the aftermath of her 2021 assassination attempt that left her partially paralyzed and with a language impairment called aphasia. All right. Also in theaters, Gone in the Night. When Kath and her boyfriend arrive at a remote cabin in the Redwoods, they find a mysterious younger couple already there. Her boyfriend disappears with the young woman, and Kath becomes obsessed with finding an explanation. Gone in the Night. All right. Scott's pick is The Gray Man, and this is Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, Captain America. When the CIA's most skilled operative, whose true identity is known to none, accidentally uncovers dark agency secrets, a psychopathic former colleague puts a bounty on his head, setting off a global manhunt by international assassins. So there's your exciting movie for the weekend. All right. Here's another one I question. American Carnage. Sounds exciting, right? Right? Right. After a governor issues an executive order to arrest the children of undocumented immigrants, the newly detained youth are offered an opportunity to have their charges dropped by volunteering to provide care to the elderly.
Well, that would never happen in Washington.
Insert snoring sound effects here.
The first part already happened. Just not a governor.
Let's see. There's another one. Yeah, Deer King in theaters. The last survivor of a band of warriors is enslaved in a salt mine. One night, savage dogs attack, and a mysterious disease wipes out everyone in the mine. The warrior escapes with a little girl, while a gifted physician looks for a cure. Huh?
I don't understand. There's too many things going on.
Yes.
The dogs and the salt.
And then here's your Lifetime movie.
Salty dogs.
Because it's really sad. When a single father to a teenage daughter learns that he has a fatal brain tumor, he takes her on a road trip to find the mother who abandoned her years before and to try to teach her everything she might need over the rest of her life. There, get a box of tissues. Don't Make Me Go on Amazon this weekend.
Oh, my goodness. There's a director with daddy issues out there somewhere. Like, seriously.
And that's what's at theaters this weekend. Wow. So, like 2, maybe 3 good movies.
And that, good people, is a recap as to why the cinema industry is going under.
Well, and a lot of them had, like, the movie, and then it starts streaming 2 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, it's just not going well for them at all. And you know, though, they did tip the scales. And finally, what did we say yesterday? Top Gun has just beat Titanic.
Wow.
I'm still surprised by that.
I am too. Totally surprised. How bored are we?
Like, the Top Gun, the first one was like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen it a bunch, but it wasn't groundbreaking cinema.
Well, and I'm sure this one isn't either.
No, but I don't know. It's like, I get it, and eventually I'll probably see it, and I'll probably enjoy it because it seems like, you know, an action movie or whatever. But I just don't understand people. You know, people have to have been seeing it like a couple times by now to put up those kind of numbers.
I think it is what we were just talking about, a total lack of entertainment, of new entertainment, of fresh entertainment, of good entertainment. So there's something that could possibly be good, full of action. People go out and gravitate toward it. I think we'll see a big, huge showing, and maybe even bigger. I could be wrong, for Avatar 2 when it's released here in a few weeks.
That's the one I'm waiting for.
Yeah, so I think I think it is doing so well because there's not much of a choice.
Wasn't Avatar 2 supposed to come out like 20 years ago?
Yeah. It takes Cameron 20 years to make, well, actually like 15 to do a film. So he's a busy guy. I was just glad he got it done before he died.
I mean, Dances with Wolves with blue people. All I'm saying.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Woohoo, here we go. It is the Friday edition of Odd News. I always start off with that news attack, where the first part true and the second part is a bad joke. And Michelle, will you kick us off today?
All right. I happen to know that kids these days are using TikTok for 91 minutes a day. Yeah, I read it about it on CompuServe.
How long have they been out of business?
I don't know. And I'm pretty sure those stats are not correct, because I know my kids are on TikTok for way more than 91 minutes a day, to the point where I'm like, okay, give me the phone. If I have to hear that song or see that dance one more time, someone's going to get hurt.
Phillip.
The FDA has given the okay for a fourth COVID vaccination. I hate shots, so I hope the new one comes in gummies.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be pretty sweet.
I think more people would be willing to take the vaccine if it was a gummy.
Yeah, they could make a TikTok challenge out of it.
It tastes like this could make me sick.
I ate the whole bottle of COVID gummies.
Oh, jeez.
On top of some milk crates.
A study found only half of adult men brush their teeth at least twice a day. I must confess, I only brush when it's convenient, like when I've already got my toothbrush in my hand after cleaning the shower grout.
Oh.
Gross.
That's worse than the fingernails.
Or itching my toes.
Oh.
All right.
Boo.
Moving on. A museum.
I've never done that, used my toothbrush to scratch my toes, but now I'm thinking about it.
Oh, no.
Well, I've never even heard of that, so I know that you're not telling the truth.
Another invention by Scott.
All right. We're going to Scotland.
Yay.
Where a museum in Scotland found a Van Gogh self-portrait on the flip side of another of his paintings. In other words, a museum found a Van Gogh selfie.
Ooh.
First selfie ever.
Cool.
Man, I guess I'm doing these ones. Because of the new COVID variant, some communities are considering mask mandates. I'm ready. Mine is under the front seat, protected by a blanket of fast food bags.
Oh. You know, when this all started, I bought a bag of 100 masks, and I thought, well, this will last through the whole pandemic. And I had to buy another one.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's back to me. Survey found the game that caused the most fights is Monopoly. Wow. My family, it was drunk darts. Drunk lawn darts? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Lost
man.
many an eye in our family.
Arrgh.
Arrgh.
All right.
Okay.
Survey says smartphones give us ADHD-like symptoms, but conveniently, we can use the smartphone to look up ADHD.
Yes.
If you can pay attention long enough.
And then Texas is suing the U.S. again for what? Not possessing enough land.
Oh, yeah, we just had an interesting story about Texas in the newscast. I don't know if you guys caught it, but it made me come up with the ideas. Still, why do we fight when they want to leave the Union? Please, just let them go. It'd be better for all of us. I'm sorry. All right. I bet these nope, they're from Germany. Here we go. Police in Germany hunted for thieves who stole a truck which was transporting urinal cakes. Truck driver. Thank you, Michelle. Truck driver had parked to take a nappy. When he woke up, his trailer was open and 500 cases of urinal cakes were gone.
I wonder what they thought they were getting.
I don't know.
I'm hoping they thought it was something else, because if you're stealing urinal cakes, I don't know.
Now they can finally have their cake and eat it too.
Oh.
Oh, hold on.
I am so hungry right now.
Aren't they like kind of like the size of a ding dong too? Yeah.
Yep.
Look
like
at
a hockey puck.
Yeah.
All
Look
right.
at these pink hockey pucks.
My
All right,
turn again.
Michelle, yes.
Yes. A 67-year-old woman in the UK thought that her eye discomfort was due to dry eye and old age. The real cause turned out to be 27 contact lenses lodged in her eye. The woman had been wearing disposable contact lenses for years but hadn't been showing up for her regular optometrist appointments. Eye specialists found 17 contacts in one eye and 10 in the other.
I mean, what?
How's that even possible? Like, you forgot you took them out the night before?
They just dissolve. You just keep putting new ones in.
Clearly she couldn't see them.
Well, wouldn't your vision get really off too because you had like 17 lenses?
Super focused today, guys.
I mean, she's downplaying eye discomfort a little.
Right? Yeah.
I got one.
So before this is over, I'm gonna need a whole lot of serious therapy. Look at my eye twitching.
Phillip.
Wanted for... Is that right? Yeah. Wanted for multiple felonies, Billy Sloan was at a Chatham County, Georgia gas station in an allegedly stolen car when police caught up with him. When an officer approached, Sloan sped off. With the police in pursuit, Sloan ditched the car and ran away on foot. The chase ended at a golf course where Sloan jumped into a pond with 2 alligators, one of which immediately began circling him. Officers hovered a helicopter over the pond to scare the gators away. Sloan still refused to come out, and after an hour-long standoff, police used an amphibious vehicle to fetch him.
He was taunting the cops, too.
What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
I would have just left.
Left him
like
in
if
there.
I was the cops and be like, yep, alligators.
See ya. All right. A woman in Germany was showing too much cleavage for a bus driver's taste. But instead of looking elsewhere, she says he stopped the bus on the side of the road and shouted at her for being a distraction. The woman quoted him saying, "Your cleavage is distracting me when I look in the mirror. I can't concentrate on the road. If you don't sit somewhere else, I'm going to have to throw you off the bus." The woman promptly moved to another seat. All right. So he could have said something like this.
I find you unacceptable.
But if I was the bus driver...
Yeah, baby.
Or...
Oh, groovy, baby.
And sometimes,
I think you're shagadelic, baby. You're switched on. You're smashing.
Yeah. Get all the problems here. All right, Michelle, save us.
All right. Also in Germany, an unidentified man was having car problems. He had a blowout late one evening while driving his girlfriend's car. And wouldn't you know it, it had no spare. So he called what he thought was the German equivalent of AAA and told them his story. He said he was a little bit drunk, his license was expired, he had a flat tire. Could they please come and help him? Which would have been a smart move except for one thing. Somehow he had dialed the wrong number, and instead of the auto club, he called the local police department.
Oh.
Bow, bow, bow.
Damn, your drunk tests are hard.
Phillip, wrap us up on this Friday.
It was raining, and multiple drivers on Interstate 75 in Sarasota, Florida called 911 to report a man running on the highway wearing nothing but shoes and socks. A semi-truck stopped in the resulting traffic jam, and the man jumped aboard its flatbed trailer as it started up again. Deputies were able to stop the truck, take the man into protective custody, and transport him to a local hospital for mental health evaluation.
Ew. That's a creepy delivery.
I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe here.
And then I had all my other sound effects ready for this one. Michelle couldn't help me pick just one.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
He was all naked and raring to go.
One more.
Naked!
No, let's do one more.
Wait a minute! You're naked under there? First my neighbor dies before I pay him back that 20. Now this.
All right. Thank you guys very much for being here today and tuning in to Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7. Thanks to my co-host today, Phillip Dutton. Phillip!
Yeah.
Any fun plans this weekend? You got to work.
I am working.
All right. So you're mixing some cocktails up on the hill.
That's right.
All right. Would you call yourself a good bartender?
Yes.
Can you twirl the bottles?
Yeah.
All right. So go up to the golf course, tell Phillip to twirl some bottles for you. And Michelle, anything fun this weekend?
I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm getting old, so that sounds like a good time to me.
Oh, were you gonna bring up the farmers market?
Oh, that's right. Yes, the farmers market is today, I believe 11 to 5.
3:30.
Oh, 11 to 3:30. And also this weekend, they're doing the Children's Festival in the park, I believe.
Yes,
and
that is tomorrow.
Yeah.
With the Arts Guild.
Yes, and the Stage Time Summer Theater School will be doing their presentation on Saturday. And also up in Loon Lake, Friday and Saturday, they are doing their annual yard sale. So get out and support those people for all they do.
All right.
Yard sale.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Big one.
Lots of fun stuff this weekend. Good job. All right, you guys both helped me out, hopefully in unison. That's your odd news for
Friday.
Yay!
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.